G'day, That's Like Car Guy here. So today I received a delivery. It's Scalextric. It's a car from the 90s that was probably my poster car. Absolutely love this car. It was in what I call the OG Fast and Furious, which was gone in 60 seconds. It was only in it for a very short, I'd say 2 or 3 seconds, but when I saw it, I was blown away. What car is it? Have you already guessed it? If not, stick around and let's unbox it together. Alright, so I am super excited to reveal this car, and as I said in the intro, it is a pin-up car of the 90s that I absolutely loved, and it's probably going to be a bit of a surprise because I don't think it was much loved at the time because of the engine. And the reason I bring that up, it's very much like today's Ford GT, how it's got such a small engine in a supercar, and people are like, where's the big V8, or where's the big V10, or where's the big V12? This is sort of the same uproar this car had back in the 90s. And it did play a very small part in gone in 60 seconds. But what car is it? Let's have a quick look. And it is the Scalextric XJ220 in gold. Stunning, absolutely stunning. I do not have one of these in my collection. One of my earliest memories of collecting die-cast cars, I remember having one of these, it might have been my brother, in green, a big 1/18 scale model, which I do have now. I bought that now because of the old days. All right. Let's have a look at the box art as always. And on the back, it's showing the layout of the car. It's got the lights. What's the word again? It's got magnet traction system, so it's got a magnet. But I do love this era box art. It's very digital. It's 90s. It screams awesomeness. But as always, we'll get the car out of the box. We'll have a nice look around the car itself, and we'll get stuck into the teardown. So let's see what makes this thing go. So here it is out of the box, beautiful in gold. It's actually quite a nice looking model for the time. Now I have taken the chassis off the base so we can go straight into the teardown, and all it took was these 4 little screws at the front. So quite an easy car to take the body off. So let's have a quick look around the car while it's on the base, and we'll have a chat about this car. And as I said, it is the XJ220. It's made in Britain by Jaguar, and it was the fastest production car from 1992 to 1993. So it held it for 1 year, and I believe the top speed at that time was 341.7 kilometers per hour. So it's a pretty quick car. Now let's just get a little bit closer on this beast. So we've got we've got two people in the seat. We've got the driver and then the co-pilot, who's got notes in his hand, which I don't know why, unless they're doing a rally, I don't know why he's holding notes, but he's definitely got notes in his hand, and they're painted in red. If we move around to the back, we'll look at the engine itself. I'll see if I can get a nice zoom on it. Sorry about the glare. Because of the dark tinted glass, you might not be able to see, but there's a molded engine compartment in the back there, which is not too bad detail, but you know, it's an older model. And I did say I love this car, and the reason I love this car, it is rear-wheel drive mid-engine, but the issue we had with it when it was released, it was a concept car first with a V12, 373 kilowatts or 500 horsepower, but when they released it, it had a twin-turboed V6 with more horsepower, more kilowatts. I think it was 405 kilowatts and 542 HP. But the crowd did not like that this car came with a V6, very much like the Ford of today, the GT, because that's come out with a smaller, minute, amazing engine, and a lot of people weren't happy with that coming out with such a small engine. So, now you'll see that the glasses come out, but we'll have a quick chat about that. Let's move the chassis away because my camera likes to zoom in. And of course, this sucker was manual, and today is very hard to find a manual car when it's released. Now, unfortunately, this I haven't used. There's a little glue tabs with inside the chassis, which you normally, sorry about that, glue down to hold, but I'm not doing that, so that's why these are coming in parts. But let's just have a quick look at that paint job. It's a pretty nice paint job, actually. Very shiny. You might hear a little bit of humming in the background. That's my fan running because it's quite warm. Now, I'm glad this has actually come apart because we can have a look at so they're only torso models, so cut from the pec line up, and both the same, but one's just holding notes. And again, don't ask me why he's holding notes, because I wouldn't want to be reading notes while this thing's flying around the track. And there's the engine compartment, which I think is Now it's probably not going to like everything else in the way, so let me move that. I actually don't mind that for the time. It's a bit of a moulded plastic motor, but if you want to paint that up and make it look a bit sweet, you could do that. And then there's the rear plastic louvers. The other thing special about this car, the reason I liked it, in Australia we have Holden, or sorry, we had Holden. Sorry, before I get into that, and then there's the glass with the painted roll bar for the engine on the back. So very nice. We had our own brand called Holden, which was under the GM umbrella, and Tom Walkinshaw helped make this car. And the reason I like that is because he did a lot of work with our Holdens in Australia. Tom Walkinshaw or Walkinshaw itself, racing is very, very big in Australia. It wasn't, I believe it still is. All right, so let's have a look at the internals of this. Now, I've learned a thing or two since I've been posting videos from the comments, and my flux capacitors here, which that's exactly not what they're called. They help run the lights, I believe. So I forget the user's name, but thank you, mate. I will throw your name up there, but I believe this helps run the lights, and when the power's off, I think they keep them on or something similar. Please correct me if I'm wrong again, mate, but I believe that's what they're for. So inline motor, rear wheel drive. So we've got a rear axle and we've also got a front axle. So it's the very reminiscent of the era, but rear wheel drive, true to the real car itself. And you'd almost say it is, because it's mid-engine as well, which the real car was. Active rear and front lights. This is actually quite a clean model. I'm very surprised, because I think it's second-hand used or new used or whatever it may be, but it's pretty clean. And the rims, love these black. Are they 5-y spokes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I love those black. If I can get a zoom on it. No, it's not going to like me today. I'll move that hand out the way. And there we go. Beautiful black rims. So a beautiful car. Extremely excited to have it. Let's flip it upside down. So we've got the inline motor, rear magnet across the back. Is there one across the front? Nope, just the rear magnet across the back, and your traditional Scalextric's guide. So really, really cool. Excellent car. Haven't got one of these in my collection, but all in all, it was a dream car from my childhood. Now, the quick movie reveal. If you haven't seen it, go on in 60 seconds. I hope everyone has. They're ticking off the cars that they've got to steal to sell, and this car pops in, I think it was silver, for about 3 seconds. They're taking it off the truck or to a truck, and it literally drives past the screen, and I was just like, oh my God. So I love this car, still true to this day. I play Forza. This is a car that I always go to. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy, a bit of car history on this one, because I do like it, so I wanted to give some information on it. Again, it was the fastest car for 1 year. I mean, it was only 1 year, but it's a pretty good stat to have. But then it came out with a V6, not a V12. Alrighty, so thank you again, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram. Please comment, subscribe if you can. If there's anything I'm doing wrong, let me know. Any info on this car that I've missed, please tell me. But cheers, be safe, take care, bye.